Hey everyone, 95 Fathoms here, and welcome to the last hunt of my mini mega quest here in Pokemon X, with my final target being the wild Banette in the Pokemon Village trash cans. This is a soft reset hunt, but it's a little unusual and somewhat complicated to get and keep set up. The garbage cans here will shake if they currently have the chance to provide a Pokemon or an item, but this specific bottom middle can only has the potential for a Garbodor encounter, so we don't care about this one. The other 4 garbage cans in the area do have the potential to contain a Banette, but they'll only shake on Thursdays. X and Y pause all time-based events for 24 hours after changing the clock, so you can't make it appear by just changing the date to Thursday. However, by letting the clock roll over to Thursday naturally and saving in Pokemon Village, the spawns will remain there as long as the date is Thursday. That is to say, if they're already there, you won't reset them by changing the date back to Thursday or forward to Thursday. If you're a stickler for doing it 100% organically, you can also just hunt it once a week, and in some ways I think that's a fun notion. But personally, I vastly prefer hunting on my own time, since having time limits and restrictions on when I can hunt stuff usually just feels stressful and frustrating, and like I've got pressure on me to do it in a limited span of time rather than feeling fun and relaxing, which is what shiny hunting should be. So I won't be sticking to a strict Thursday only regimen. Also, this hunt is actually on the slower side since the shaking trash cans can contain an item instead of a Banette encounter. I've done about 2,300 trash can checks so far, and about 40%, or 38.9 to be a little more precise, have actually given an encounter. So even maximizing hunting time once a week, it would probably take quite a while to see this to its conclusion. So real quick, I'll show you the trash cans that can have Banette. This one is not shaking, but this is one of them, and then over to the left is another one. And this one up here, and then the final one is hidden a little bit up here. And as you may have seen, 3 of these last 3 trash cans are shaking for me, which was just a fortuitous happenstance on my first try. And I have been checking each of these before resetting. Moving between them was a little hard to adjust to, but I've found a rhythm that feels really consistent, and it definitely feels faster than just resetting on a single trash can. So what I do is I start here. First one is giving me an encounter, which is nice. As I said, it's like a 40% approximately chance of getting an encounter from what my testing has shown. So it's definitely far from a guarantee to see a Banette on any given check. There are definitely resets where I go all 3 without a single Banette, but I've gotten used to it, as I said, so it doesn't feel too bad. There's an item check, and of course the unfortunate thing is you can get some cool items from this, including Eviolite, but I don't get to keep any of them because I have to reset on them. Yeah, and so the last one is also another item check. So as you can see, it's not super consistent getting the Banette encounters, but it's not too bad, honestly, once you get into a rhythm. I will recommend that if you get a setup like mine, bring cut with you, because right in this spot right here, there's normally a cut tree. And I've found, as you've probably noticed, it's a lot more consistent to run against the wall and run down, because then you just hit the trash can directly. So if you cut that tree out of the way, it just makes for a much more consistent reset while you're, multitasking if you're like hunting other things on the side like I am. Anyway, I'm gonna just keep going at this hunt, and I will see you when I get the final shiny of this mini quest. Shiny Banette! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Finally! I did not mean to make so much noise, but I have been hunting this for so long. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me restart my heart. Take a minute here. Shiny Banette after 10,933 encounters. But as I said in the intro, it's about a 40% chance to get an encounter out of the trash can. So this is, I don't remember which trash can of the reset this was on. But I currently have tallied 27,501 trash can checks. I've been tallying the checks 3 at the end of each reset, so I don't know if that's exactly. It might be 502, 3 or 4, because I wouldn't have tallied it yet. Anyway, I've been working on this hunt for like over 2 months now, because I started it as soon as I got Snover, basically, as soon as I got it set up. It took a while. There's like 2 videos of somebody finding this Banette on YouTube, and I've watched both of them multiple times just to reassure myself that this thing actually exists. It's just, I don't know. It's not that it's taken that long, but it's taken long enough. I'm not gonna screw around. I'm just gonna throw heal balls. I would ordinarily do dive balls, like no question. It's a blue shiny, but already 2 of my team members are in dive balls, and Mega Banette has a lot of like pink and yellow on it, so I think it's a decent match. It's so good to see that. What's really cool about this is, as I said in the intro, and maybe I'll include some B-roll, because I realized in the intro I didn't actually show this, and I probably should have, just to make it perfectly clear that you can change the date as long as the spawns are already there. But despite that, it is actually Thursday today. It is not nighttime. I will say that. It is not nighttime. It's, or technically I think it's early morning is what I have the clock set to, so that it doesn't roll over to the next day if I don't change the time back. I've been hunting it at night because I had to change the time anyway, and I was like, this, first of all, it's harder to notice, or I mean, I don't know if it would have been harder to notice. It looked bluer to me in the daytime. But it also just, like, thematically, like, I'm changing the time anyway. Finding a Banette in the middle of the day just felt so, like, ill-fitting. There we go. There it is. It's caught. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think that might have been toward the beginning of this recording, too. There's the shiny Dex. I do want to save, so I'm gonna actually do this really quickly and save. She's female. I was hoping that would be the case. I'm gonna name her. Actually, I could probably fit the whole name, but I'm just gonna... No, I couldn't fit it. Naming her Necrofear, which, like, everybody else on this team has, like, a very traditional name. So it's, like, very much like the one goth kid of the family. Okay, it was the third one of the reset. Actually, I don't even know if I already tallied it. So maybe it was 501. I was very inconsistent. I definitely don't have a completely accurate trash can check number. Because I sometimes, I don't know, because I was inconsistent about tallying it, but it's definitely close, and it's 100, like, it's definitely a 40%. I've been on a huge Yu-Gi-Oh kick again recently. I've always loved Yu-Gi-Oh and loved playing the card game, but I barely ever have anybody to play it with. So I haven't been doing much with it, but I've been watching a bunch of, like, Yu-Gi-Oh on YouTube. I started rewatching the TV show, and Dark Necrofear was always one of my favorite cards. I loved Bakura and Dark Necrofear, and I was like, you know what? Like, it's blue. Dark Necrofear is blue. Dark Necrofear is also holding a doll, and I think Dark Necrofear is, I think that it's very much not human, but it is humanoid, and I think it's supposed to be female. So I was hoping it would be female, so that would be fitting. Anyway, but the lore behind Banette is that it is a discarded doll that, you know, became possessed with a vengeful spirit because of it. So the fact that, like, in this game you can encounter it in the trash cans makes this a really cool way to do this hunt. This hunt was not very kind to me at all. I mean, at least I didn't go to triple odds. It was over double odds, but I was sure I was going to go, like, really far in. But this is still a hunt I'm very glad I did. And I think more people should do it. I mean, surely, you know, I went 10K. The other two videos on YouTube that I've seen were like under odds. So I don't know, maybe I offset it. And if you do the hunt, you'll actually get it under odds. Anyway, nature guess, I'm gonna guess quiet. It's my usual nature. I was watching the Shiny Twins. Brooke is streaming and on call with Willow. When I found this, shout out to the Shiny Twins. Brooke, she may have given a nature guess. I think she usually guesses Jolly. I apologize if that's wrong. Willow guessed Lax. I don't know if Brooke said what she guessed either. So apologize if I missed that. My brain is not here. So let's see. It's neutral nature. That's good. It's hardy. Yeah, Met. I'm glad I have the accurate Met data on it. What I'm most disappointed about is that like it took long enough that I was like, you know what? I could get this like right around Halloween. And I was kind of looking forward to that, but alas, that did not happen. So anyway, let me show off Banette in battle. I'll come back. I'm pretty sure the Bannettite is post game, so I have to trade that over. But here is my shiny Banette. We're finally done with the mini mega quest in X. Oh, it got Frisk. I don't know if that's better than Insomnia or not. I don't think it is if you're not doing like competitive, like for in-game playthrough, basically nobody uses held items. So I guess objectively Insomnia is better. That's fine. I don't care. I'm gonna crush this entire game with 4 megas. Like, I mean, obviously not all at once, but one of them is Mega Kangaskhan and it's Adamant Nature. This game does not stand a chance. I think I'll probably record the Elite Four battle just because I usually do that. But it's probably going to be a complete, like, I'm going to stomp them entirely. Anyway. So I'll come back with the Bannettite and show off the Mega. And then I'll probably have a separate video for the Elite Four. I can finally upload this video. I can finally upload a shiny hunting video. I spent 3 months absolutely killing myself trying to get my video backlog up and then proceeded to not drought because my Eterna hunt that I've been working on has found plenty of shinies. I just haven't gotten my final target yet. But like a pseudo drought for 2 months, then I'm like, great. I went on a video uploading binge and then disappeared as if I'm never coming back again. But here we are, we're back. Hopefully I'll be uploading some other stuff. I have a couple other videos I'm working on too, on the side. I've been doing a little bit of hunting in ZA. I'm not gonna post a whole lot of videos from that, but I've found an alpha that I think I will share. And I've been working on my Ride-On Generation, or sorry, why am I still calling it a Generation Quest? My Ride-On Quest video, the compilation. I spent a lot of time working on that actually throughout like September, and then I just like kind of hit a brick wall on motivation, so I need to go back to that. But hopefully you'll be seeing more videos more regularly from here on out. Hey, it's been a few hours now since I found the Banette. I was originally just going to come back and show the Mega off with no commentary, but I wanted to say a little bit more here, and I also did forget to show off a me, which I said in, I don't know, my Rhyhorn or something. One of my shinies that I've gotten in Gen 6 that I always forget to show off of me, and yeah, I do. But we'll show off Banette a little bit there with its little zipper mouth and everything, and it's interesting that you get like the transparent hand because it's a ghost. So I guess my hand is going through it, but I guess it's somehow petting it anyway. It was in fact 27,501 trash can checks. When I found Banette, I listened to the mic audio on the recording, and I can hear that I tallied both the encounter and the 3 trash can checks. So it was 27,501, which does amount to actually I forgot to do the math on this. 0.39. Well, it's 39.75%. So yeah, it does average out to around 40%, like very close to 40%. With that high of a sample size, it should be pretty accurate. I don't know if those data are somewhere else on the internet. I was not able to find them going into this hunt, which is part of the reason I wanted to tally the trash can checks. It was not the most convenient thing to do. It did add a little bit more to the counting process, but I really wanted to have that number to go with, especially to really know how, like, to give a better sample of how much I had been checking, because there were plenty of resets where I did not get a single encounter. Anyway, let's Mega Evolve my Banette. I really love this Mega. I think it's a really cool Mega. There she is! Necrofear, the Mega Banette. So cool. And she lands the Sucker Punch. So, Noctowl, I guess, was going to do something. It's funny, I've never been, like, the biggest Banette fan, which isn't to say that I dislike Banette, but Ruby version was my original Gen 3 game. So, like, Shuppet and Banette are available, but they're less common than Duskull and Dusclops, so those were always sort of, like, the Gen 3 ghosts that I leaned toward. I still love them. But this hunt did give me, like, a better appreciation for Banette. I really like Banette now. Again, like, not that I disliked it before, but, like, even more now than I did before. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that because it's going to get EVs. Whatever. I mean, Super Training is in this game. I can reset its EVs. It's not a problem. And it's only going to be, like, 1 or 2 EVs anyway. I will be EV training this and then doing the Elite Four sometime in the near future. It shouldn't take that long. I just have to beat the last gym and then run through Victory Road. And as I said, like, I am going to absolutely, like, wipe the floor with everything else in this game. Because it's not a difficult game to begin with, and having a bunch of Megas is going to be pretty crazy. But I kind of, as I said, I kind of knew that this hunt was going to, like, push the limits. I had a feeling, because it seems like whenever I'm just like, let me just, like, throw this in casually, just do, like, this one last little thing with a quest or something like that as a bonus, because this was not supposed to be a quest in the first place. This was just supposed to be a hunt for Rhyhorn. And then Kangaskhan happened, and then I went for Mawile, and then I was like, well, let me just go ham. So it's just like, it always happens that way. When I do something like that, I always end up having, like, bad luck that makes me be like, all right, this was supposed to be fast, and it's not. I don't even remember how long ago it was that I wrapped up the Rhyhorn. Obviously, Snover was, like, September 4th or something like that I got it. But I'm still glad that I did this. I had fun with it. It's cool to pick up some of the Gen 6 Megas I really like. If I were including ORAS Megas, there's a couple more I would include. I really like Mega Audino, and I do really like Mega Pidgeot as well. But there's really not any other Gen 6 Megas that I really care to pick up. I do like Absol, but not enough to, like, go and hunt it, because I considered putting that one on this team. And there's a couple others that I, like, don't hate, but as I said, Megas conceptually are not my favorite. I've liked them a lot more in ZA, just because you use them a lot more, and you don't feel like you're breaking the game open. Oh, well, Necrofear's dead, RIP. You don't feel like you're breaking the game open by using Megas, which you absolutely do feel like in this game. Like, it's completely unnecessary to use Megas. But this has been a fun little quest. I enjoyed doing a little bit of hunting in Kalos. I definitely want to come back and do, like, hunting for some Colosseum Pokemon eventually. I have a quest that I, like, sort of started years ago, as I think I've mentioned, that I do want to do at some point, but I've had so much stuff, like, that I have a couple things already ongoing. I have a new quest that I just got set up this week that, like, I was so itching to just start properly, but I was like, no, I need to finish this Banette hunt first, because I want to get it out of the backlog and be able to, like, fully move on. And so I guess I'm glad I got it fully set up, because now I can just dive right into it. And I don't know, hopefully I'll get my last target in Eterna soon. It's going to be a fun video, I think, once I actually finish it. I just have to get my last target. But look forward to those. Look forward to the Elite Four video for this quest, which, again, it's not going to be difficult, but I don't know. You get to see Megas crushing stuff, so I guess that's kind of cool. But, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, this is a really cool hunt. I highly recommend doing it if you're looking to hunt some Megas in Kalos. I know it wasn't kind to me, but conceptually, it's just really neat. And it's a unique style of hunting. But anyway, until next time, best of luck on all your hunts, and take care.